Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back from the YouTube video, and this time we are going to try to get 12 wins in this grand challenge using an RG cycle deck. So we're 9-1 right now, looking pretty solid because we can afford to lose one game and still be able to get the 12 wins. But ideally, let's try to win 3 in a row. That would be a really nice goal. And yeah, RG cycle, it has poison instead of earthquake. You guys might have seen this deck with earthquake, subbed in for the poison. But honestly, I prefer poison after the earthquake got a nerf. And also because of the skeleton dragons, showing that they're pretty strong. A lot of people are using them, and it's a good way to have a way of taking them out. Poison's also good versus graveyard. And then you have a really solid defense with this deck. You have the Royal Delivery, which is still really strong even after that 10% damage nerf it got. And then you also have the Goblin Cage, which is probably the best building in the whole game right now because the Bomb Tower got a nerf. So I think Goblin Cage, definitely the best building in the game right now. I mean, we just are seeing a ton of it. It's just so good, and the value it gets is insane after that Brawler got a damage buff. Firecracker is really good too. It's annoying for your opponent if they don't have a good spell for it. In cycle, it keeps shooting itself back. And because you have a fast cycle, you can cycle back to everything you need to really quickly too, which makes this deck really annoying for your opponent. And then, of course, you also have the Heal Spirit to kind of pair with the RG to hopefully get it an extra hit or two on the other person's tower. So we're reversing Tyrant here. We'll just go for Heal Spirit. He has an Ice Golem, he has a Bandit, so I mean, probably this could be 3M. It could be a bridge spam deck with Ram Rider. It's probably one of those. There's the 3M. Reason why I kind of assumed it was 3M is because he had the Heal Spirit, so that kind of makes sense. We're going to poison those, see if he wants to support them any further, or if he's just going to let them die. Looks like he lets them die, so if he goes for 3M or Royal Hogs in front of that Musketeer, I would have been able to easily take him out. So because his 3M are out of cycle, I'm guessing he might have a Hunter, but no, he's going to have Skeleton Dragons, so they're going to, I guess make pretty quick work of that RG, take it out pretty quickly, but we can Delivery right on top of them. Delivery is a great answer to the Skeleton Dragons. It nearly takes them out on its own. They're just left at like a little bit of HP. He's going to get the King activated, and this is what I really like about the RG being the Wing Edition. When you have Firecracker in the same deck as RG, if they activate the King, it really doesn't matter too much because RG, obviously has a it shoots from quite a far range, and if they have the King activated, like, it doesn't even really matter, to be honest. Because really the only thing the King can hit then is the Goblin Brawler. Besides that, it doesn't really get any value. And once again, he's not going to support the 2 Musketeers. We're continuing to get a lot of value out of that poison, which is great. Exactly what we want. I think once again we're going to apply pressure. We should just continue what we did before. I mean, after he's going for this 3M, it really just gives us an opportunity to apply pressure. Did I get that Heal Spirit down in time? Yeah, it looks like I did. So the RG is going to actually get 2 extra hits. I thought it was only going to get 1 extra. And just like that, we're in a huge lead right now. We're going to go for RG at the bridge. And he's just going to try to apply some pressure opposite lane. We have the Goblin Cage, though. And as long as we can cycle back to a Delivery, we should be fine. Yeah, it hits both of them. Like, look at that. Look at how much damage the Delivery does to the Skeleton Dragons. It's actually pretty insane. Alright, we'll Heal Spirit. We could 3-crown here. Probably not, but I guess we have a chance. We could just go for another RG. I mean, honestly, since I have a Goblin Cage in cycle, we can just be aggressive. He can't really do anything. 3M are all going to die in the poison, and yeah, that's definitely going to be GG. Probably a pretty good matchup for us. I feel like just having poison helps out a lot versus the 3M, and then the Goblin Cage and Delivery also just does great versus the Royal Hogs. And then he didn't even have a good spell for the Firecracker either, which made things even easier for us. Okay, let's open this up real quick and then search for the next game. Hopefully we find these games pretty quick, because sometimes when you get far into the Grand Challenge, it can take a little while to find games. Let me actually do this. As if you're searching for a few seconds and you don't find a game, sometimes restarting the game, going back in and searching can help. Not always, but it can. But yeah, if it takes more than like 30 seconds, I could always just edit out the search time, but hopefully we don't have to wait too long. Alright guys, so looks like we found our next game. I'll let out the search time. It took about 2 minutes. It's not like insanely long, but he's gonna just cycle a Mega Minion in the back. Mega Minion usually is like some sort of beatdown deck. So like Lava Hound, Giant, Golem. And since he has arrows, I don't know what this is. Arrows, Mega Minion, probably Lava Hound or Golem. That would be like my best guess, especially since he has Mini P.E.K.K.A. So Mini P.E.K.K.A is definitely one of the best answers to the Royal Giant. So with that out of cycle, we're just gonna play it at the bridge opposite lane. He's got a Night Witch, so we're just gonna go ahead and poison. And at this point, I'm pretty sure it's Golem, unless it's Elixir Golem. Yep. All right, Golem. So we're down a bit of Elixir, obviously, since we went for RG and Heal Spirit, which was 7, and then he countered it for 4. So he's going to be up a little bit. But we do have a Goblin Cage, which is just going to be really good here on defense. I don't think he's back to arrows yet. I think he needs one more card. Ooh, I believe he's back now. Okay. Oh, he just missed the arrows. No way. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. Let's go. He messed up the arrows. That is so good for us. So yeah, we're about even now. That Royal Delivery I probably could have played a little sooner, but it's fine. We're gonna make this Firecracker get some value here. We're gonna make it annoying for him, the fact that he missed the arrows. Keep it alive. Looks like he's just gonna ignore and probably go for another Golem. Arrows aren't in cycles, so we're just gonna cycle another Firecracker here. He goes Golem. Ooh, is that... Oh, I thought the Firecracker was gonna stay and help out. We'll go Heal Spirit here. Oh, let's go. We're going to heal up that RG. Okay, we can defend for sure. We have, that Golem might not even get a hit. Yep, it only gets death damage. So yeah, this game's going really well for us so far. This is exactly what you want to do when you're playing versus Golem. You kind of just, since your cycle's so much faster, you really have to take advantage of that in single Elixir and just get a huge damage lead. And that's kind of like what we did. So he's probably going to have to, yeah, I was going to say Golem at the bridge because he's kind of running low on time here. And we have another Goblin Cage, so wait, he doesn't have Mini P.E.K.K.A. or Night Witch in cycle for that Royal Giant, so RG is going to just do a ton of work on his King Tower. If he got one more shot, I would have just been able to... I mean, let's just try to save our tower. I'm not saying we can, but... Oh, arrows take it out, so... Oh, he's got lightning too, but now then he doesn't have enough elixir to kill the RG, so it's pretty much GG. Because if the RG just gets one shot, it'll be in poison range, and it even gets a second one, so we don't even need a poison. That's going to be GG. Him missing the arrows definitely helped us win that game, but I think even had he not done that, we still would have been fine. I think, yeah, the reason why he missed them is because the Firecracker was so close to the King Tower, and he was really nervous, I guess, about activating the King, probably, that he ended up playing the arrows too far away from the Firecracker. I'm pretty sure that's what happened anyway, but I don't really know. But yeah, let's search for the last game. Hopefully we find it quicker than the one before. But if it takes a long time, I guess I'll just edit out the time anyway, but I don't want to have to wait, you know, like 5 minutes like I sometimes do. Oh, okay, so yeah, we found our next game. I actually, while I was searching for the game, closed out of the game and went back in. So that's why, you know, it didn't load into the game like usual. But if we win this game, we get 12 wins, basically. Because we're at 11-1 right now. So let's try to get this win. He has Ice Wizard and Dark Prince. So, I mean, if I had to, like, guess what this is, it would either be RG or Golem. And because he has his Ice Wizard out of cycle, which is, like, the best answer to the RG just because it slows it down so much, well, I assume in his deck, it's probably the best answer to the RG. So I kind of wanted to take advantage of that being out of cycle, and he went for Night Witch and Baby Dragon, which was really easy for me to stop. He's probably up a couple of elixir. The question is he going to Golem in the back? I'm pretty sure he's leaking. Maybe he didn't leak. Maybe we were just even. I don't know. But anyway, his cards to support this golem, since he has his Night Witch and Baby Dragon to cycle, he has a Dark Prince and an Ice Wizard, which, I mean, Dark Prince supports the golem well, but Ice Wizard doesn't really. So this is going to be kind of interesting. If this Firecracker can just stay alive, that would be really, really clutch. Oh my gosh, the Brawler gets healed up to... Okay, I think this is GG, to be honest. He has his NATO out of cycle. Well, it's not GG, but this RG is going to get a lot of damage, because he doesn't have NATO. He can't pull this RG back. Baby Dragon's in the poison as well. Yeah, this is so good. I mean, it's not GG, but, like, the RG got so much damage there. It almost even got another hit. That would have been super good. Okay, we'll go... I kind of messed up the skeletons. I don't know if it would have... We're going to go for another RG, though. He does have a NATO in cycle this time, though. Okay, let's get a delivery down. This might be kind of difficult to stop. Not like it's impossible to stop, but it's not going to be easy. He has a Fireball. That's very interesting. Golem typically has Lightning or maybe even a Poison sometimes, but you never really see Golem Fireball. Okay, we're just going to get Poison down just to make sure we have his tower. I don't want to, like... that actually was kind of close, and he was almost back to a Fireball. Yeah, I just wanted to poison his tower, because let's say he took our tower there. If I used everything I had to defend and he still took it, and I ran out of time to take his tower, it was very important there to just make sure we took his tower. Anyway, that's gonna be 12-1. So we finish off this grand challenge. You know, I was only recording for about 15 minutes, and you know, most of my videos are usually like 20 minutes. And a lot of it was search time. I'm probably going to watch 1 or 2 replays to help you guys with like a couple more matchups or just kind of like show you what you want to do. But let's go ahead and open up this chest. So I have everything maxed except the Skeleton Dragons. So let's try to get some Skeleton Dragons. That would be really good. They're great cards, so I kind of do want to level it up as soon as I possibly can. Looks like, though, we're not going to get them. I mean, we do get a bunch of star points, though, which is really nice. And we're getting really close to getting that 100 win Grand Challenge badge. And also it's good because I've only had this account for like a year. You know, I had my old one that I had for 3 years, but this one I've only had for a year. And I think I have like 80 Grand Challenge wins now on it, or maybe even 85. So we're getting pretty close to the 100, which is pretty good. Anyway, let me look here and see if there's yeah, I actually want to show a couple replays. Oh yeah, there's some really good ones here. So there's one versus let's do Graveyard, because Graveyard Skeleton Dragons are quite popular, I would say, in this meta. I've seen a lot of them. We'll speed it up 2 times speed in single, and then when it gets to double, I'll put it on 1 times. I think that's what I'll do. So with Graveyard, you have to be pretty careful because you don't have a ton of answers to counter the Graveyard. I mean, you do have Poison, but your Bats are an okay counter, but typically they have Snowball or Poison to get rid of them, so they're not going to get a lot of value. He doesn't have Snowball in this case, though. So I actually go for Bats. It might have been better to Poison the Graveyard, but we didn't take too much damage, and that kind of saves us Elixir. Because the other thing is, you have to realize Poison is a good answer to the Graveyard, but if you have to spend a lot more than just the Poison to counter their support cards, you'll be way too behind in Elixir if you're always poisoning their Graveyard. So it is good to sometimes go for Bats. So as I said, like in any matchup where you're versing a fairly heavy deck, you're going to be applying a lot of pressure in single Elixir, because that's when you're going to be able to outcycle their defenses the easiest. We don't get a ton of damage, not as much as I wanted. We'll put it on 1 time speed because we're in double now. There's more going on. So, you know, once again, I'm keeping up the pressure. I'm going opposite lane of where he has the damage. That's also what you want to do in majority of matchups. Unless you take like half of their tower early on, then you want to stay same lane, because at that point it only makes sense to continue going the same lane. But otherwise, you want to go opposite lane of the lane they're going in. And that's exactly what we're doing. He went aggressive with the Graveyard Poison. So I knew he didn't have a ton of Elixir. And once again, our RG is going to get, I believe, probably a couple of hits on his tower. It even gets a third hit. That was crazy. So, I mean, at that point, that was really the RG that kind of won us the game. It gave us such a substantial lead, and his cycle was a little bit messed up there. He didn't have a Cajun rotation. He had to cycle a Dark Prince Musketeer. The RG gets one more hit. Now all we need to do is cycle back to Poison. This got a little close here. I actually got a little nervous. He had enough elixir for the Poison. Dark Prince ended up, I believe, charging on our tower, which was not good. Wasn't a good heal spirit, and that's what made the game so close. Luckily, though, we did end up winning. Had he gotten one more Dark Prince connection, I actually think he would have won. So that got really close there at the end. But, yep, that's GG. Nice win versus a Graveyard deck. And then I guess I could show you P.E.K.K.A. because I'm sure, I don't know, a lot of people who use RG, I think, struggle versus P.E.K.K.A., even though P.E.K.K.A. isn't too bad, especially with this variant. Because you have the Goblin Cage, which gets a lot of value. Oh, and then, yeah, I don't have any... I actually was playing some competitive event, and so I don't know if I have the replays of the earlier in the GC. But let's do P.E.K.K.A. I think P.E.K.K.A. would be a good one. And then maybe Lava Hound too, if I can find a Lava Hound one. I'll look for earlier in the battle log. Maybe I have one or two replays, because I think Lava Hound would be a good one to show you guys, because, you know, obviously Lava Miner is not that hard to beat. Lava Loon can be tricky, but you can still win. It's all about kind of outcycling your opponent, getting good value out of the Royal Delivery and the Goblin Cage. And I'm not sure exactly what this matchup is. I think it's around 50-50. Because even though P.E.K.K.A. does really good versus the RG, you have such a fast cycle. You have Cage for the Battle Ram, Skeletons for the Bandit, Delivery gets a ton of value. That P.E.K.K.A. ended up getting hit. It was probably not that good of an idea on my end to let that happen. I should have gone for a Heal Spirit. But the reason why I was questioning if the Heal Spirit was worth it was because I wasn't even sure that P.E.K.K.A. was going to get a connection. So I was kind of gambling there, and then it didn't end up paying off because it did get a hit, which, you know, I think made this game closer than it had to be. But anyways, we were still fine here. We had a pretty decent lead. And then the RG gets a couple hits. Heal Spirit, as I already said, very important you're pairing it with the RG, because that ends up getting your RG a hit or two in some cases where normally it wouldn't get any. And had I paired that RG with the Heal Spirit, we might have even gotten another hit, which would have just won us the game off of that. But because I didn't do that, we had a hard time getting any RG damage the rest of the game, because he goes for a P.E.K.K.A. That RG got no damage, and at this point, things got pretty close. And I was worried I ended up, like, choking this game, all because I went for a really aggressive RG. But, I mean, we were fine here. We didn't take much damage from that Bandit Magic Archer. We send in another RG. I, once again, you know, am hoping we do get a connection, but the Ewiz prevents it from getting a shot. Just Ewiz P.E.K.K.A. shuts it down really, really nicely. You know, we stopped that Ewiz there right before it gets a hit, but the Magic Archer lines up, gets the geometry it needs, and yeah, this was kind of a close ending. But I go for the Cage, and that Battle Ram and the Poison, really aggressive, was probably what won us the game, because at this point, he didn't have enough elixir for a P.E.K.K.A. I knew that, so I sent in an RG after I countered the, and then that Zap too, again, put him lower on elixir. I mean, he has just enough for a P.E.K.K.A., but then he doesn't have enough for anything else because he went for that aggressive Poison. So that was GG, a nice win versus a P.E.K.K.A. deck. But let's see if I have any early in the GC that is able to be watched. Well, we already saw P.E.K.K.A. one. Yeah, I think that's it, unless... Yeah, I think that's good. Although we'll just do an RG bait one. Yeah, we'll do RG bait, because this one could be tricky too, because they have an Inferno Drag, so you really have to kind of watch out for that. Since you don't have a set to it, that's why I think this would be a good one to show. And then also the Mega Knight too. If you don't play defense correctly, it could be tough to stop, but it's really all about using your Goblin Cage and Firecracker. That's kind of the key in this match. So he's saying wow, not really sure why. But we get a pretty nice delivery off here, hitting the Inferno Drag and the Bats. And then I go for RG, knowing his Inferno Drag's out of rotation, which is his best answer to it. So that RG ends up getting several connections on his tower, and he's laughing. I think like in this matchup, single elixir is where you're getting all your damage. When they have that Inferno Drag out of cycle, there's pretty much just not much they can do to prevent the RG from at least getting a couple hits on their tower. And you're seeing again, I mean, when he doesn't have that Inferno Drag, the RG just melts his tower. And he's just trying to go opposite lane. Delivery's just doing a nice job of shutting everything down. I go for an RG. It might have not even been necessary. It probably would have been fine just to poison the tower, but kind of wanted to save the poison just in case I needed it for defense. But yeah, we were fine here. The last few seconds of the game, we defend really nicely. So yeah, that's going to be, I guess that'll be it for the video. I think I showed you guys a few good replays. We also had a few good games as well. So yeah, that's gonna do it. If you play versus Lava Hound, you basically do what you did when you saw me play versus Golem. Similar play style. You typically, the only difference is when they go for a Lava Hound, say they Lava Hound in the back first play, or second play, or something like that, and you have an RG in cycle, go play an RG in the opposite lane, and what that's going to do is that's going to force them to spend Elixir on it, so they can't support their Lava Hound as much. You can also pair the RG with the Heal Spirit as well, and then if, say, they play something like Minions, you could even poison it. Just make sure you're saving that Royal Delivery for the Lava Pups. And then Goblin Cage to pull the Balloon, Firecracker, and you should be fine. That's what you typically want to do. Also, make sure you're cycling your bats early, because if they zap them, you can cycle back to another set very, very quickly since your cycle is fast. It's going to be it for the video. Make sure to like it if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're getting pretty close to 50,000 subs. I appreciate all the support recently. And thanks again. Until next time, guys.